All right, so I have Shaun Jones here out in Liverpool. Shaun, can you just kind of cover a little bit about your facility and who you serve?
Okay, yeah. So I've been in business for the last 12 months. First, it was a little bit tough, but we serve women between the ages of about 25 to 40 as our general demographic, and a lot of them have tried stuff before, yo-yo dieted, and don't have much trust in terms of what to trust out there. So that's kind of who we target, which can be a little bit tricky sometimes as well because there is a lot of fake stuff out there.
Yeah.
So it's getting past those barriers, but that's generally who we target.
Okay. And can you go into a little bit about before we started working together and some of the challenges that you faced in growing your fitness business?
Yes, certainly. So I mean, I've had mentors in the past, and it's all worked out great. Like the part of the sales process and systemizing things, I got it very easy. But the frustrations that, especially with opening up the facility, in order to make profit and have the gym, making money, we needed a lot more leads, and we found the previous campaigns weren't really working for us, and previous campaigns that we tried before, we just weren't getting the same impact, and we'd get a couple people and we'd spend a lot as well. Something just wasn't clicking. We knew that we had a good training process, we knew we had the sales down, we knew we had everything, but we just couldn't get the leads through the door. And this is coming from people who know what they're doing. So it was a very tough process, and then and then obviously that's when we found you guys.
Okay. And can you talk about the biggest difference between then and what you see now?
Uh, well, that was actually another point I was going to say. Hours upon hours in ads manager and power editor, and then sometimes you'd be waiting like 8+ hours for something to get approved, and then you'd wake up the next morning and it wouldn't be approved, so then you'd have to go back in, and then between trying to coach and manage everything and grow the business, just extremely difficult. So that was also a massive point as well. But sorry, what was your actual question? And the biggest difference is it between
Yeah,
them and now?
between then and now, yeah.
Um, Probably a clarity in knowing what we're actually able to do, knowing that at the switch of a button, or at just by sending an email over, knowing that we will spend this much, get this many clients, and earn this much. So I mean, now I know, right? Okay, if I spend this much on marketing, this is generally what's going to be the outcome based on the work that you guys do, being so on it, so to speak.
Okay.
If it was to summarize that up, the clarity of and certainty of knowing this equals that.
Okay.
Mhm.
And that's awesome. Can you touch a little bit on some of the revenue numbers that we've been able to generate for you and then what that looks like for your facility now?
Yeah, brilliant. Certainly. Do you know what? I'll literally get my metrics. So back then we were earning 1,950 pounds a month when we started working together, and our overheads were about 4,000 a month. So me and my original business partner were putting in our own money,
Mm.
and then it was still a little bit of a rough journey due to issues with the partnership. But then as soon as that, we went up to 5,900 per month in February, April, and then from there we've just pushed up to 11k this month now. So things are scaling up nicely, and that is also with a limited amount of space in our facility. So we've just bought a second floor. We've just got a second floor installed, which is going to allow us to quadruple our capacity for the group training. So really, we want to be pushing to 10k weeks by ideally January, February next year, which is completely doable now with the new floor in place, which we were able to afford by now doing 11k per month.
Awesome. And as far as like scaling up your facility, can you talk about the impact that the Facebook advertising has made on actually maxing out your facility?
Oh man, like sometimes like it's just too many leads. It is too many leads. We've had to hire an admin now to handle that. I always wanted to hire an admin, but we never got round to it because we felt like there wasn't enough work. Now knowing that we'll generate anywhere between 5 to 20 leads a day, depending on what we're spending, like we've been able to hire an admin, and now we actually have the leads to pay her to call up the people and make the sales. So I mean, it's a good problem to have. Is too many leads every single day.
Oh, yeah, awesome. So, how confident do you feel that you would be able to max out getting 200 members in, say, a few short months?
Like super confident. It's just you're right. It's taking so much stress off me back, knowing that now I don't have to spend like just endless hours sitting there like trying to figure out Facebook ads, and it's forever changing as well, so it can get confusing. And like if when I go back into Facebook Manager now, it's a lot different from when I used to use it. So it's so much more of a stress-free. It just eliminated all the stress that I've ever had. And I know that if I wanted to, I could get 150 leads. We can get anywhere probably around like 40, 50 leads for £100. So I mean, like if we were to scale that up to £1,000 on the marketing, it's the capabilities are endless. So we would be able to max out the next facility very quick. And the only reason why it's taken a little bit longer with this one is just because we needed more space.
Yeah, yeah. I love hearing that.
Yeah.
And then, Shaun, in
Yeah.
closing, what would you say to anyone who was looking to either try us out or try Facebook advertising out for themselves?
Right. Okay. I always say this: you need to focus on the return of investment. If you had a campaign that was going to get you 10 to 20 leads a day, what could you do with those leads, in your business? That's what you need to focus on. Too many people focus on like the price of investing rather than the return of investment.
Right.
Don't sit on the fence because, I wanted to be the jack of all trades, and I wanted to know the ads manager. I wanted to know, how to do landing pages, how to do this, and then how to do the business. And before you know it, your attention is spread extremely thin and you don't get anything done. So, do what you're good at and outsource what you're not good at, to the experts. You guys give it to you guys, and then at least you've got that certainty that someone who's an expert is handling your lead generation. Don't sit on the fence because you'll only waste time. And I always say you'll never save your way to becoming a millionaire. Invest.